same thing.
He missed completely.
Notice how he didn't even hit him. Look at the bullets. Alright, stop, Nico, stop. Look, he didn't even hit above him. So he clearly wasn't in line with him. He even hit over here, well away from him.
I know.
So even though his sensitivity is roughly the same, he was completely different to Cold Fusion. The point is, you have to keep doing this or something similar until you get it right, and that is how you improve your aim. Okay? You need to find a sensitivity, not one, like that's stupid. Not every top round. And you cannot find a sensitivity that allows you to just turn on a dime. That's stupid unless you're like ultra good with it and you just like that. Okay? What you want to do is find a sensitivity where you can track someone. You could do it with an object in a map, you can do it with a person, with a friend. But generally what you want to do is you want to find like a wall, shoot it, or just know the place on the wall you want to shoot and do what I just did, or what the two guys just did. And practice until you get it right, until you find the sensitivity in which you hit in the center. And whilst you're doing it, it will be practice, so you'll get used to it, so you'll have a wider range of sensitivities. So you won't be there like finding 0.001 to a degree of your sensitivity. You'll probably have a much better range. So that's generally what you want to do to improve your aim. There isn't like some ultra mouse guide. You don't need like 8 billion DPI on your mouse. All you need to do... What I will say is this about mice though. DPI
can I just say this? We'll be in
always...
spawn camps. We'll be in spawn camps right now. Just saying.
Let me just say this one thing. DPI is always better than changing your sensitivity up, because it means less calculation. But in most cases, unless your PC is like really bad and your monitor's pretty bad for input lag, then it won't matter. I'll say this as well. Are any of you guys on like...
got pure to buy hats?
Do any of you guys not have consistent 60 FPS? Like, do you have like 30s, 40s, stuff like that? Okay, you guys, you need to change your graphics to 60 FPS. I don't care what you change to do it, because 60 FPS is the standard, and that's the standard that you need to learn at. Okay? Because if you're flickering about in your FPS, because FPS controls rate of fire in any engine based off the Quake engine. Call of Duty does it, the original Source engine, which is this one, does it. It's horrible, okay?
Yeah,
59 is... Verblers, 59 might actually be better because it reduces a lot of the input lag and the stuttering that tends to happen at 60. If you can lock the frame rate at that and it doesn't cause VSync problems, then so be it. But generally guys, what you want is 60 FPS, a mouse that's decent enough. And I will say this, buttons on your mouse are so helpful. Like, I'm not holding down V, I have a button that's under my thumb right now that I'm holding down. So I'm moving, and all I'm doing is pressing my thumb against my mouse a little. It is so comfortable compared to moving my thumb over on my left hand and hitting and holding V. That hurts, okay?
That's a bit lazy.
And yeah, but why would I care? I'm playing a game. I don't want to have to like strain my thumbs. That's painful.
I got a TP, please.
Fair enough. That wouldn't really work out for me, would it? Considering I play rugby and stuff.
Hey, can I sound like you play rugby? Can I get TP'd over, or what?
Did you just say I don't sound like I play rugby?
No, that's the opposite of what I said.
Okay, guys.
Oh, you said I sound like
one more thing.
I'm a northerner, I play league.
This may not seem like such a big thing, but another way to improve your sensitivity, change your keybinds, okay, on your keyboard. Like, everyone seems to think, oh, your keyboard can be as crap as you like, and you can have, like, Pro MLG mouse, and it'll just be the same as if you had a good keyboard. That's not true, because the fact is, if you're constantly straining one hand, it's going to be distracting. Straining your hand is one of the most distracting things when playing, even if it's like minor. So, what I recommend, what I like to do, is I like to make sure that I have auto reload on. That is a big one. That is a really big one.
This map is a thing of beauty
reload.
for rocket jumping.
Yeah.
Velbers.
Yes, Velbers? What is it? Yeah, Velbers. No, guys,
Velbers.
if you're using touchpads, get out. Get out of my class right now. I once got a 7 backstab streak with a touchpad, okay? But don't let that think that you are pro, okay? They were a scrub team, alright? I'll say this, do not bloody use touchpads. That is absolute. Like, even if you're using like one of those ball mouses, like with the rubber ball in the bottom of it, use that over a touchpad. Unless of course it's like one of those ultra old ones which has like no sensitivity, in which case you shouldn't really be gaming at all. You should be like spending like a $5 on a
Firefly, I'm just gonna say, like, mine is an £8 mouse that I got out of PC World, but it's really, really good.
PC World.
Yeah, that could
Thanks
be
for
it. And it's
sharing.
not
I call these on chips.
it's not expensive. It's probably one of the best mouses I've ever used, and I've used some proper gaming mouses. And it's
Fucking
really,
hell.
really good.
Then it's wait, is
You
it very
don't need
comfortable in
you
your
don't need an
hand?
expensive mouse.
It's very comfortable on my hands. It really helps with aiming a lot because I have a sensitivity
Yeah.
of ridiculously high. It's really comfortable, really nice.
Let Tartan be an example for you guys. My mouse is £25. I liked it over my smaller mouse, okay? I had a smaller mouse which was like, I don't know, like 7, okay? I liked that mouse. I got used to that mouse. This mouse costs 25. It has all the buttons, has all the stuff. But for comfort, it's generally the same. And I haven't really, and only through playing the game have I really noticed a massive improvement. You do not need, like, who was it? Cold Fusion has a £90 Rat 9 mouse. That is one of the best mice you can get.
No,
That is a very reputable brand. But
Fuck, I got so
Yeah.
close!
but what I will say is you do not need that. Unless he plays competitive, okay, he's going to need as big as the advantage as he can get. Like, if he was Counter-Strike Primal G, the top league competitive, that would be a
This is
must
pissing me
for
off.
him. Yeah? John, I know, the
I'm
Rat
getting
is very
so
reputable
close.
mouse. It's
So
tried and
close.
tested. I will say this, the design looks absolutely horrible. I think it looks disgusting. I think it's just like they're going for the techno look rather than
I
the
have
practical.
this mouse.
Maybe that's because maybe that's why it's called Rat 9.
Yeah, because it looks like vermin. But it's very useful, like vermin in lab
Can I
experiments.
just interject for a second and talk about
Like I
mices?
said.
You don't, thank you. You don't need an expensive mouse. That's basically it. You can get like a 7. I mean, the people who play competitively, they're famous for playing on mouses worth about a tenner. So don't go
Really?
crazy.
You should be getting a reputable brand and at least
No, you
£10
fucking
on
shouldn't.
your
Unless
mouse.
it.
Go with
I
that.
did it!
I know you can get
I
the Rat
did it!
3 as cheap as 35. That might be an option. An Anchor gaming mouse is like 20. So yeah, I recommend spending probably a maximum of 40 and a minimum of 10 on your gaming mouse if you want to play well. And if you want to play that competitively, bump that up to 50 maximum. But generally, I still think the £30, 20 to £30 range is the best range because of the buttons and the DPI settings.
Has anyone got a custom
No, it should have
keyboard
been
here?
XXX numbers, XXX touchpad, XXX Firefly swag 420, XXX. Did you get that? You better have typed that in. But yeah, I hope this little tutorial has given you some insight into the wonderful aiming of TF2, and I hope you use this tutorial to better yourself in the aiming region.
While you're saying all of this, I'm missing my sniping shots from 3 miles. I don't know what's going wrong here.
Burger, use 90. Always use the best FOV you can, but I recommend 90 to be the best, because everything else strains my eyes, and it strains a lot of people's eyes, and it looks weird. 90, Burger, 90, the highest setting you can do on the slider. Competitive goes up to 150, but I still think 90 is the best. For the simple fact that anything above 110, the spy class becomes dead, and anything above like 100, your eyes start to burn, okay? They start to burn from your skull.
I killed Twig Star.
Damn it. I'm looking for reserve in that list. Nope, no reserves. John, you can't use 120 unless you have the server is configured for it. Wait. How did you configure it? Did you configure it like the view model FOV 120? Or FOV desired 120? No, that's not your FOV, John. That's another thing, guys. Your view model FOV is the FOV of your hands and your weapon. The FOV desired is your actual view model, which determines how wide the entire area is. That can go to a max of 90 in default servers. Competitive goes up to 150. I will say this, FOV, I still recommend 70 for view model and 90 for desired. So turn your slider up to 90 and type FOV underscore view model, I think it's underscore desired or just desired, and then 70.
Bye guys, can't be asked anymore.
Nope, can't do it.
See you later, dude. Bye, bye. Love you. Actually, no, we need one more kill before I leave. I have to.
Well, after listening to Firefly's guides, I've been hitting more headshots than I've ever hit. It's quite impressive.
Guys, I'm gonna say this. One last thing. Go into your mouse options in TF2 and disable and enable raw input, okay? That is the big thing. You want that enabled.
Wait, disable
It will take a while to get used to, but it's the big thing about this game that everyone mentions. And it's true.
Okay.
Long-range pyros are the worst.
I don't see what it does. What does raw input do?
It makes it so that you don't use it makes in Windows you have custom settings for your mouse, okay? You have the sensitivity, and then you have input what's it called, mouse smoothing, which means that as your mouse moves faster, the sensitivity increases, and as you move slower, your sensitivity becomes lower. It makes it easier to drag a mouse when you're doing like workstation tasks. But in terms of actual gameplay, it removes any sort of memory that you get while using a mouse. So it's
Can I
bad to
just
use.
ask something? I'm looking at the Hearts history. 2 people's names showed twice, and someone's marked as a scammer. So I'm not really sure what to think.
Half the people in the server get marked as scammers, and yet they aren't, so...